multi-physics box from SICK. It's one of the most interesting and unique sensors I've managed and seen here in the over 20 years of being a product manager at SICK. It's a very simple sensor, but it also could be quite complex in terms of its ability to give data. It measures temperature, shock, and vibration. It's got a magnet mount. You can just stick it right to a motor. Here, a conveyor motor, a pump motor. Here I've got it on a 3D printer motor. I've also got one here installed on a fan, just to allow us to give it some vibration. And even though it has a lot of data available over IO-Link, it's also just very simple to use. The light on here, the green light, says it's on, but that is also going to a switching output. So there's two switching outputs you can set up on the sensor. And don't use IO-Link at all. No need for a laptop, a PC, anything after you teach it. So here I've got it on a fan, and we're going to trigger this thing. Let's say for shock. If something hits it, a forklift backs into the conveyor or the motor, or there's a bad mount, or there's something that went wrong with it. If it's loose, it'll trigger and say, hey, I saw a 100G shock. And you can log into it and get data. It tells you even which direction the shock came from. But just on a simple output, you could indicate, hey, there was a shock event that happened that shouldn't have. I have it resetting after 2 seconds just for the sake of this demo. You can also do it over vibration. So we're going to set this up with a vibration. So I'm going to turn on the motor. The motor is running, and I taught it this motor, and it learned what this motor typically should do. Now I'm going to give it some more vibration. Maybe something's broken, there's a bad gear, bad bearing, something like that, and the vibration increases. You get a switching output that triggers and says there's something wrong with the vibration. And then even over temperature, we're going to heat this thing up, and then we're going to see even if the temperature rises too much on this sensor, you'll get a switching output. So at the risk of melting the fan, we're going to heat this thing up. And, oh, that was some alcohol that hit. And once the temperature hits, we get a switching output. And now the temperature has been triggered. So it's such a simple sensor if you use just the switching outputs and trigger on shock, vibration, or temperature.